Hello. I gotta get rid of that light. Hello, Ross Lynch actor fan. How is everybody? What do I want to do? We're going to switch accounts. Oh, I forgot. I'm always forgetting things. My day is just getting started. I feel like. I had been trying to figure out issues on my desktop. Because I no longer have access to Gemini on my desktop, which is a big issue. We're going to talk about that. This particular live is going to have a bunch of numbers in it. So I hope you are all good with numbers. I hope you're all really... Bye, Daniel. I hope y'all really I hope y'all are really good with numbers. I did not get a chance to, and I apologize. I need to be focused on my job. More than I am sometimes. Okay, anyway. Today we are talking obviously about plastic. A lot of my information today came from the World Wildlife Fund, Australia. And so you can thank them for that. We produce globally around 460 million tons of plastic every year. 460 million tons of plastic every year. And out of that 460, 400 of it is single-use plastics. Now, do you guys know what items are single-use plastics? If you don't, you're going to know. I'm going to tell you here in a second. Seriously. Okay, y'all. Anyway, single-use plastics. Now, depending upon where you live, what state, what country, some of this may not apply to you because we have changed rules and whatnot. But grocery bags, baggies that we put our sandwiches in if we pack a lunch, Ziploc bags, baggies, balloons, cotton swabs or cotton buds, depending upon the country that you live in, coffee cups and lids. So if you go to Starbucks and you grab a coffee, there you go. The lids that you get when you go to a fast food joint, plastic silverware, plastic bottles, plastic toothbrushes, plastic wrap. %30 of the plastic that you come into contact with every day are single-use items. Now, what we do with our plastic dictates if it becomes a problem. And sometimes what we do with our plastic only helps to keep it out of the garbage for a while. I reuse the pill bottles and turn them into specimen cups. So they keep my ones that I don't want lost, ones that I don't want damaged. So like my fossils. Yeah, a lot of these I reuse. I reuse the peanut butter jars too. I even reuse little containers like little deli containers. So if we can reuse our plastic, we can't always do that. But what happens when that plastic bag that maybe you've reused 2 or 3 times rips? What do you do when, if you have kids, when your kid's plastic toy breaks? No, they're plastic. Or something to that effect. What do you do when your remote breaks? Your keyboard breaks? Your toothbrush is, let's say, less than desirable. You throw it away. Now, I was at my computer desk and I thought, I'm going to look around and see how much plastic is around my desk. Guys, literally, the outer shell of my monitor, plastic. The water bottle that I have sitting next to my computer that I was drinking out of is made out of plastic. My keyboard is made out of plastic. My mouse, at least the outside, is made out of plastic. My Roku remote has plastic on it. My PlayStation controller, plastic. So, a lot of plastic. My mechanical pencils, plastic. So, there's a lot of plastic. Even if we're doing our best, plastic is going to end up in our landfills. Eventually, plastic wears out. And some things, let's face it, we don't want to reuse. Things like your cotton swab, your cotton bud, whatever you want to call it. Do you want to reuse one of those? Probably not. Now, unless you live in a city that is 100% clean, you're going to see plastic trash. I don't know how many times I have been going down the highway, and I don't drive, so I spend a lot of time looking out the window. Plastic bags in trees. People will dump their McDonald's bags out the car. Sometimes there's plastic garbage bags filled with stuff. Dirty diapers. Yeah, I've seen dirty diapers. So we litter, and sometimes we do it without even thinking. Like we have our little wrapper, and we'll just drop it without even thinking. And we end up polluting. Awesome. Another thing I see, and I don't see it a lot, maybe once or twice a year, balloons. balloons. If you release balloons and they go up into the air, once they're in the air, you have no control where they go. And eventually, those balloons are going to run out of helium. And when they do, they're going to come down. And you have no control over where they land. So not only do you have the balloon, but you might also have the string that's attached to it. If you eat your candy and you drop it, and my nieces and nephews are horrible about this, I have to go through my yard and pick up wrappers, and I hate it. Did you know that the first production of plastic was in 1907? But we did not see huge global production of plastic until around 1950. And over the next 70 years, we saw a huge, massive amount of plastic being produced. In just 2 decades, we doubled our plastic production. They do. The problem is, if you don't throw it away, you can't recycle it. And not every plastic is recyclable. So, there's that. In 2019, we produced up to almost 500 million tons of plastic. Now, I found a really cool website. There's a really cool website, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to find it again. I apologize for that. But it will tell you how much plastic the average person puts into our oceans every year. And they break it down per person. Unfortunately, I'm not really good with numbers. So I'm going to put these into the live itself. In the United States, per person, this is not in pounds, this is in kilograms. Okay, so that is just in the United States. And I tried to do some of the countries that I know come into the live. So if I missed your city or your country, I apologize. I did not do Ireland. I should have done Ireland, and I didn't. Now, depending upon where you live, these numbers can soar. Oops. Sorry, UK. And these numbers that I'm putting up, these are per person. And last one is okay. So I don't know if anybody's really good with math. But in the United States in 2024, we had 340.1 million people as of 2024. And if everybody in the United States is responsible in some way, shape, or form, there's enough plastic being put into the ocean in the United States for it to be broken down per person. That is zero. You can figure that out. And it's crazy when you do the math. But what's the big deal? Why is this a big deal? Plastic doesn't just end up in our oceans. There is a very, 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 very good chance that right now, as we are speaking, you, the people that are in my live right now, you are a walking, talking mini plastic receptacle. You are carrying around plastic in your bodies. And I can say that with 200% confidence. Not only that, but plastic is everywhere. Literally. It's on Mount Everest. It is in the Mariana Trench. It's probably in Antarctica. And even though we think, oh, it's a human problem. No, it's an animal problem. Birds pick up plastic and they eat it. Other animals do too. If you see the skeleton of a dead bird, and that's a seabird, there will be plastic come out of its stomach. I have seen fishing line, which is basically plastic, more or less. Fishing gear, all types of stuff that animals get caught in and they can't get rid of it, and so it it cuts into the flesh. And it doesn't just magically disappear. It has to break down, and it breaks down into smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pieces. It is in our food. I don't doubt it one bit. A plastic bag, rather that's whether that is a grocery bag, a garbage bag, or a baggie, whatever you want to call it, 20 years for that to break down. Your coffee cup from Starbucks, 30 years to break down. Your straw from Wendy's or McDonald's, you want to guess? I'm going to do a poll. I'm not going to tell you. Oh, wait, no. No, cancel that. Yeah, Ross, about that. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I am so bad. Okay, see if you can guess it. If you ever buy pop or water bottles, you know those plastic rings that they come in? That they hold them all together? Yeah, those things. 400 years for one of those. The plastic bottle itself, so this right here, this alone, 450 years. I forgot my markers, my animals, some of my tanks. That one needs to be cleaned. But you get the idea. A disposable diaper. And some of this is, guys, we get the plastics into our landfills, and the sun doesn't help break them down. Um, so some of these stats could be for in a landfill, which could be slightly different than if it was just laying out and about in the sun. A disposable diaper, 500 years. If you drink coffee, you know those little coffee pods? I don't know. Okay. Those little coffee pod things that you stick in your machine, those again, 500 years. Your plastic toothbrush, 500 years. Now, according to the WWF Australia, okay, less than 19% of our plastic is recycled. Here's the kicker. I don't know how they do things in the UK, but in the United States, we have our plastic. I'm trying to see if I have. I'm going to use. No, because you can't see it. A lot of our plastics will have. Oh, you can't see it. They will have a little triangle on it, and it'll say 5 or 6 or 1, whatever. So from this company that I'm not going to say because I don't want to get in trouble, it is a number 1. It's a plastic number 1. Okay? These little pill bottles, they are a 5. Yeah, but not everybody does. That's. I'm trying to see if I can find from my city. So in my city, basically, you can recycle plastic bottles, milk jugs, plastic milk jugs, plastic beverage bottles, plastic containers, and plastic bottles, i.e., detergent, shampoo, food containers, plastic beverage containers, and plastic milk jugs. So what do you do with the rest of it? You throw it away. Which compounds the problem. A typical person will use 324 pounds or 147 kilograms of plastic a year. And out of that, 8 kilograms or 17 pounds in the ocean. Do you have plastic banknotes in the UK? Plastic banknotes. I don't know. No. All of our money is, to the best of my knowledge, is as far as I know, it's old money. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Yeah, ours is paper. Yeah, it's cotton or linen. 75% cotton, 25% linen, which I don't know. Our oceans, not just the Pacific, but our oceans, all have places where plastic ends up. And it's not, I don't know how to describe it. They're not, like, you're not going to get to these places and it's just going to be plastic from here to Timbuktu. It's going to be scattered. It's going to be, here's a piece of plastic, here's a piece of plastic, here's a piece of plastic, here's a piece of plastic. But the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, it's crazy. 100,000 tons of plastic make that up. And the weight of that plastic, the weight of that patch, is over 740 Boeing's 777 jet planes. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. And that's how much the plastic in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch weighs. Hi, Outdoor Adventures. I'm good. And by the way, just one of those jets weighs 775,000 One of those jets weighs 775,000 pounds or kilograms, sorry, or 351,534 pounds. Awesome. So I don't have, we have a plastic problem. There's no doubt about it. But we're not going to be able to just walk away from plastic until we can find a replacement for plastic. We're going to be using plastic. Even if it breaks down and we can break down plastic, I'm not sure that it's going to be 100% gone. I don't know. What I do know is I've seen more pictures of animals that have died from plastic one way or another, and it's sad. We can do better. We should be doing better. And this is not so in the US, we are as much a part of the problem as anybody else. Every plastic in the United States is labeled somewhere. I'm sorry, this is really gross, but these cashews are really, really old, and I'm still using them. There's the recycling symbol. This is a 1. I should be able to put this into my recycling bin and it get recycled. About 48 million tons of plastic is generated in the US each year. That means that your garbage, you're generating 48 million tons of waste in the United States each year. However, guys, in the US, only 5 to 6% of our plastic waste is actually recycled. So, if we're producing 48 million tons and we're only recycling about 5 to 6% of that, I'm thinking it's not going to make, we're not going to be able to recycle all of the plastic for our use. It's not happening. And that came from plastic, from my understanding, not the easiest stuff to recycle. There are technical limitations, supposedly, and there's economics behind it. Plastic recycling is technically difficult. If it doesn't make a whole lot of economic sense, the industry isn't really pushing it. At a trade conference in Florida in 1989, yeah, it would be very uncomfortable. It wouldn't breathe. Ew. This was said in 1989 at a trade conference. Recycling cannot go on indefinitely and does not solve the solid waste problem. In 1994, an Exxon executive told the staff of the Plastics Council that when it comes to recycling, we are committed to the activities, but not committed to the results. Now, they are trying to change the way that plastic is done. But here's the thing. Plastic production is set to triple. Plastic production is set to triple by 2050. In a letter to one of our presidents, the plastic industry says it opposes any bans on plastic production, but does support more recycling. So, plastic recycling, it's a hard sell for me. If we are truly recycling it, awesome, great. Here's another one. Maybe this is the same one. This is from another news agency. When it comes to plastics, recycling has been an abysmal failure, and only 5 to 6% of plastics actually gets recycled. Go to your washing machine in your home or your apartment, and you might see a bright orange hard plastic detergent bottle. Go to your refrigerator, and you might see a squeezable clear ketchup bottle. Those two types of plastics cannot be recycled together. The only exception is plastics that are labeled 1s and 2s. So if you look at your plastics, this peanut butter jar is a 1. I can recycle that. My little pill bottles, they're a 5. So those can be recycled. And moms, to the mothers out there, because you have plastics in your body, your baby, when you breastfeed, you're passing plastic to your baby. It's recycling is not going to clean up our plastic pollution problem. EM1 I honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I hold on, let's see. You guys, I think, have it's arrows. In the UK, it'll look like that, sort of. It'll be a triangle made up of little curved arrows with a number in the middle. And that's how you know. Probably paper or cardboard. What? Sorry, guys. I just saw something that on my YouTube feed. that I had to ask Carrie about. Um, yeah, so plastic pollution, guys, it's a big deal. And it's something we need to be aware about. Ah, okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, there you go. Hi, the real XAYY. I don't like it either. Nice. I have no idea. I do know that depending upon what you're doing, some people will go out on boats with their boats or their tubes, like they go tubing down rivers and they end up losing their phones. My problem with that is when they do lose a phone is they end up um losing their phones, and some of that stuff has heavy metals in the phones, so I don't know. Yeah, sorry if I spelled it wrong. we are having, I'm having issues right now. Okay. Sorry, guys. Anyway, guys, I'm probably not going to be on much longer just because it is after 2 o'clock. Anyway, guys, how are you? Yep. I basically don't want to hear about. There was stuff going on in the United States that I didn't want to hear about. Hey, Ross Lynch. we had more happy stuff happen in the United States that I hadn't heard about. So I was catching up on it. I apologize for that. But it's a little weird. Maybe. How can I discuss it? There was a. It's not happy. It's not happy. There was a college student in the state of Mississippi. He was found in a tree. He had been unalived. And that's, I don't even know if I should be saying that. It's an ongoing investigation, so yeah. Sorry for the family. Not going to go much more from that. I don't know. I don't want to assume. So that's where that is at. I don't want to discuss without knowing. So, and it's probably best that we don't discuss it. Just because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, so. I think I'm going to watch the news and see what I can find out. But I'm going to go, guys. I need to eat. So I will talk to you later. Have a good day, and I will see you later today. Bye-bye, guys. Yep. Have a good day.